focus onto education. And of course, we know that many of our children out there do not have access to reading material. I mean, the very important building blocks towards building a proper education. Now, an organization called leigh-anne have worked in conjunction with Mixed Reach, and they've launched a brand new app that is going to be putting stories on mobile devices and making that accessible to children all across the country. We have Andrew Rudge from Mixed Reach here joining us this morning, as well as Mr. Malusi Ntoyapi from leigh-anne to explain to us exactly about how this new initiative is meant to work. And it's very exciting, Andrew. Talk to us first about this app. Exactly how does it work?
Okay, I mean, it's very simple. What we're doing is we worked in partnership with leigh-anne to take great content that they would otherwise have to print and distribute physically. We're taking that content and making it available on all manner of devices. So from a feature phone like this one, through to smartphones and tablets.
Yes.
The key point being that just about every household in South Africa has access to a mobile phone. Yeah. But not every household has the books that they need in order to read to children.
Indeed.
So the earlier we can read to children, the better their prospects in terms of learning to read and write.
Yeah.
And we're just trying to help with that process.
And I mean, we're looking at a statistic here that says that 85% of the South African population live outside of the reach of where a public library is. So having access like this is incredible. So what kind of books and stories are going to be on these devices, Malusi?
Well, it will be stories that will inspire, that will motivate, and of course that will build as a better nation for everyone to live in, because these stories that kind of also will build children's confidence and also will create a bond between parents and also children.
Yeah.
So again, parents can access stories in this device like in different languages of South Africa. So that's one of the good things about, because we say that children is good at, before they learn to read, it's good that they could read in their home languages before they can read also into other languages. Yeah. So that's why as leigh-anne through Pricer, we have also created this app so that people can have access to stories, because we believe that stories are foundation for good academic achievement for children.
And I mean, it's that kind of place where, especially when you talk about parent and child engagement, where that bond is fused because you spend a lot of quality time together, but also the imagination is ignited.
Exactly,
You know, I remember some stories that I was told as a child. And in your research, how important is it then at an early stage of life to have kids reading, to have them reading in their own language? You know, does it really contribute towards a successful, or being a successful learner?
It does, of course, because as you say that stories kind of like stimulate our imagination.
Yes.
So which means they make us become more creative, and also they make us be good in problem solving. And of course, then in schools we need children that are good in problem solving for their mathematics. And of course, as they are going to write ANA now in their school, so they need to be able to write and read. Yeah. So having stories earlier in your life, it makes you a better reader and writer. Yeah. So hence leigh-anne initiative has made sure that children have access to stories, and also parents are reading to their children, so that again we can have children that are readers, because if you can read, then you'll be successful.
There we go. And I hope you have the story of Tselane.
Tselane Ngwanaka.
Are you serious? This is childhood memory. Tselane Ngwanaka, Tselane. Oh wow. Yeah. Mind is blown right now. Mind is absolutely blown. Quickly, Andrew, at the end, how do parents and children with these devices gain access to the app?
Okay, so they need to download Mixit, and it really depends on which device you're using. If you're using a little Nokia like this, you need to go into the Mixit Mobi site, which is m.mixit.com. Download Mixit, and then you add leigh-anne. So you just search for leigh-anne on Mixit.
Yes.
If you're on a smartphone, you should be familiar with how to get apps onto your phone. So BlackBerry, it's BlackBerry World. If you're on Android, it's the Play Store. Yep. And if you're on Apple, it's the iTunes Store.
Yeah, and then once again, once you've downloaded Mixit, you just then add leigh-anne.
Exactly.
And then you'll then be able to use the app from there. Yeah. Gentlemen, thank you very much, and I think it's a fantastic initiative that you have going on. And you know, as we're saying, it is International Literacy Day, but it needs to go a lot further and beyond this, where we start building a reading culture. And with stories like Tselane, I can't believe I'm going to download it just so I can reread that story again from my childhood. Thank you very much, guys. Graham, what's coming up in the rest of the show, man?